As we stand at the threshold of a new year, we must understand one truth clearly. Years do not change lives. Alignment does. Time itself carries no power, but the way we enter it determines what it releases. The gates of a new year do not open automatically. They respond to faith, authority, and expectation. 2026 is not just another calendar year. It is a season waiting for direction. It is neutral until spoken to, until believed for, until commanded with purpose. If you enter passively, you receive passively. But if you enter with faith, vision, and spiritual authority, the year begins to respond. Every year has gates, moments of opportunity, resistance, favor, and decision. These gates decide what comes in and what stays out. If fear enters first, it shapes the atmosphere. If doubt speaks loudest, it sets limitations. But when faith takes the lead, doors align, resistance weakens, and purpose finds room to move. You must not enter 2026 carrying the weight of old failures. Yesterday's mistakes do not have authority over tomorrow's possibilities. What could not break you was shaping you. What delayed you was preparing you. The struggle you survived gave you the strength you now need to command what is ahead. This is the year to enter intentionally, not hoping things improve, but believing they must align, not waiting for permission, but walking in confidence, not reacting to circumstances, but setting spiritual direction. Commanding the gates means speaking before situations speak to you. It means declaring peace before chaos appears, provision before lack shows up, clarity before confusion tries to settle in. Faith does not wait for evidence, it creates atmosphere. Fear will try to stand at the entrance of the new year. It will remind you of what didn't work, what failed, what hurt. But fear has no authority unless you give it a voice. Faith must speak louder. Vision must stand taller. Expectation must remain firm. 2026 responds to what you believe more than what you fear. If you believe scarcity, it finds you. If you believe growth, you move toward it. If you believe stagnation, you repeat cycles. But if you believe expansion, you begin to see new paths where none existed before. This is not the year to shrink. It is not the year to hide. It is not the year to lower your expectations to avoid disappointment. It is the year to stand grounded, focused, and spiritually alert. The gates open for those who are ready, not those who are perfect. Authority is not arrogance. Authority is alignment with purpose. When you walk in alignment, resistance loses strength. Opposition becomes confirmation. Delay becomes instruction. Do not underestimate the power of your words at the beginning of a season. What you declare consistently shapes what you experience eventually. Speak life. Speak direction. Speak courage. Speak clarity. You are not entering 2026 alone. You are entering with lessons learned, strength gained. Every new season begins with a gate. Not a physical gate, but a spiritual and mental threshold that determines what is allowed to enter and what is kept out. Commanding the gates of a new year begins with understanding authority. Many people enter new seasons passively, hoping circumstances will improve, waiting for opportunities to appear, or assuming change will happen automatically. But progress does not respond to hope alone. It responds to authority exercised with intention. Authority is not arrogance, it is alignment. When a person understands who they are and where they stand, they no longer beg life for permission. They speak with clarity. They decide with conviction. They step forward with purpose. Gates respond to those who know their position. Uncertainty weakens entry, but clarity opens passage. Commanding the gates of a new season requires intentional declaration. Words shape direction. Silence in moments of transition often allows confusion to take control. Speaking with purpose is not about forcing outcomes. It is about aligning expectation with belief. When direction is declared, focus sharpens. When purpose is spoken, hesitation decreases. What is named becomes navigable. Many people fear declaring intention because they associate authority with pressure or responsibility. But responsibility is not a burden, it is empowerment. When authority is avoided, uncertainty multiplies. When authority is embraced, direction stabilizes. Commanding a gate means deciding what the season will represent before circumstances attempt to define it. Every new year carries both opportunity and opposition. Gates do not open automatically. They respond to readiness. Readiness is not perfection. It is clarity, knowing what must enter and what must remain outside. Growth demands boundaries. Advancement requires discernment. Not everything familiar belongs in the next season. Old habits often wait at the gate disguised as comfort. Old fears attempt entry under the label of caution. Old disappointments try to return under the pretense of realism. Commanding the gate means recognizing these disguises and denying them access. Progress cannot coexist with patterns that previously limited growth. Authority at the gate also involves expectation. Expectation directs attention. When expectation is low, effort becomes inconsistent. When expectation is aligned, effort becomes focused. The mind moves toward what it anticipates. Commanding the gate of a new season means choosing expectation deliberately rather than inheriting it from past experiences. Many people approach a new year carrying unresolved disappointment. They step forward cautiously, assuming repetition rather than renewal, but authority requires release. The gate cannot be commanded while hands remain full of yesterday's weight. Releasing does not mean forgetting. It means refusing to allow the past to dictate the future. Commanding the gate is an act of vision. Vision does not require complete detail. It requires direction. Without vision, movement becomes reactive. With vision, movement becomes intentional. Vision establishes standards for decisions. It filters opportunities. It prevents distraction. Authority also involves accountability. Declaring a season means committing to alignment with that declaration. Actions must support intention. Discipline becomes necessary not as punishment, but as structure. Authority without discipline dissolves into inconsistency. Structure sustains momentum when motivation fluctuates. Stepping into a new season requires more than enthusiasm. It requires alignment. Commanding the gates of a new year is not about forcing outcomes, but about positioning the heart, mind, and life in agreement with divine direction. Alignment begins internally. Before circumstances change, priorities must shift. What is valued determines what is pursued, and what is pursued shapes what is experienced. When priorities are misaligned, effort is wasted. When they are aligned, progress follows with greater clarity and peace. Alignment requires intentional reflection. It asks honest questions about motives, habits, and direction. Are decisions driven by fear or by faith? Are goals shaped by pressure or by purpose? Without reflection, people carry old patterns into new seasons and expect different results. Alignment interrupts this cycle. It creates space to release what no longer serves growth and to embrace what supports transformation. Obedience plays a central role in alignment. Obedience is often misunderstood as restriction, but it is actually guidance. It protects energy, focus, and integrity. When obedience is delayed, confusion increases. When it is practiced, clarity strengthens. Alignment does not always feel comfortable because it challenges preferences. It asks for surrender where control once existed. Yet surrender is not loss. It is trust redirected. Alignment also involves timing. Not every opportunity is meant to be seized, and not every delay is meant to be resisted. Understanding timing requires patience. Rushing ahead of alignment creates strain. Waiting within alignment builds stability. Divine timing rarely matches urgency, but it always serves purpose. Trusting this timing reduces anxiety and increases discernment. Internal alignment influences external decisions. When values are clear, choices become simpler. Distractions lose their appeal. Comparison fades. Focus sharpens. Alignment acts as a filter, separating what is essential from what is merely available. This clarity prevents burnout and preserves momentum. Alignment also demands consistency. One moment of clarity is not enough. It must be maintained through daily choices. Small decisions reinforce alignment more than dramatic declarations. Faithfulness in routine builds resilience. Over time, consistency transforms intention into identity. There is also a relational aspect to alignment. Who surrounds you influences how you think, speak, and act. Alignment sometimes requires distance from voices that create confusion or doubt. This separation is not rejection, it is protection. It creates space for growth without constant interference. As we stand at the threshold of a new season, one truth becomes clear. The future is not entered casually. It is approached with intention, faith, and authority. Commanding the gates is not about control through force, but alignment through trust, obedience, and spiritual readiness. What lies ahead will respond not to fear, but to faith that is anchored, disciplined, and expectant. The gates of the coming season open to those who are prepared in heart, clear in purpose, and confident in God's leading. As you move forward, do not step into the next chapter uncertain or passive. Step in knowing that you are guided, equipped, and called for what awaits. What you carry within you is greater than what stands before you. And as the gates open, may you walk through with clarity, courage, and unwavering faith. As we stand at the threshold of a new season, we do not step forward with fear or uncertainty, but with faith, authority, and expectation. The gates of the future do not respond to hesitation. They respond to conviction. What lies ahead is not determined by chance, but by alignment, obedience, and the courage to speak life into what is coming. As we move toward 2026, we do so with clarity of purpose, strength of spirit, and confidence that God has already gone before us. Every delay has prepared us, every challenge has refined us, and every lesson has positioned us. This is not the season to retreat or remain passive. It is the moment to rise, to declare, and to move forward with bold faith. The future is not something to fear, it is something to enter with authority, trust, and unwavering belief that what God has promised, He is fully able to bring to pass.